Tucson, Arizona is the location. 96 degrees is the weather. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into this week's Varsity Breakdown Game of the Week between the Empire Ravens and the Ironwood Ridge Nighthawks. My name is Anthony Pistorio, and with me is Daniel Guevara. Daniel, this is going to be a matchup that we've apparently seen last year between these two teams. You know, we've seen that in the past these two teams played last year. Ironwood Ridge did take the victory against Empire 28-0. What do you think needs to be different in this year's matchup for Empire to come out on top?
I think this year you got to get that strong run game going. You know, you got Gankra Fuangunye, who is leading the team. I think that's where their offense starts off, you know, and it opens up the play-action pass. So if they get him going early tonight, he can find the end zone. Only has one touchdown on the year so far. So I think once they get him going, it's going to allow them to open up the pass, which they've done the past two games.
Yeah, and you know, you got to talk about it. Empire's coming into this game 2-0 with a 2-game win streak, and Ironwood Ridge coming off a loss. Do you think that affects Ironwood Ridge being at home at all, coming after a loss, or do you think that they just wipe that away and they look forward to this game as a clean slate?
I think they look forward to it as a clean slate. I know they wanted that game at Buena last week, and I heard it was, you know, a very back-and-forth matchup. I just think right now you kind of just reset things, get ready for tonight's matchup, and don't overlook a team like Empire.
Yeah, and let's take a look at it real quickly here. Is the Empire head coach George Kelly, and for Ironwood Ridge, head coach Dale Stott, two coaches that have been here for a while now. And let's take a look at the schedules here coming up for both teams as we see the Empire Ravens. A Week 1 victory home against Sierra Linda, 14-7 in a close one. And then last week, a dominant performance at La Jolla Community, 31-12. And on the other side, Ironwood Ridge, Seton Catholic, 28-20 on a Thursday night game. They took that one, and then last week found themselves in kind of a buzzsaw at Buena. But I think that for Ironwood Ridge, the thing that we've seen the most from them this year is the usage of their star wide receiver, Matthew Kroner. Wouldn't you say so, Daniel?
No, definitely. I think Kroner is the big focal point on this offense. For me, it's just about putting up a little bit more points. You know, only beating Seton Catholic by 8 points. Does that mean Seton Catholic improved, or Ironwood Ridge is looking, you know, to get that offensive going? 21 points against a tough Buena defense. I think they're capable of doing more, and it's going to start with Kroner tonight.
Yeah, and you got to look at the players on the podium for both teams tonight here. Starting off with Empire, you've got Gankra Fuangunye, the running back, senior this year. He has been their offense. And coming up also, Braden Kramer, the freshman wide receiver who has been one of their biggest targets this year, surprisingly. You know, a lot of times we see with teams, you don't see a young guy, a freshman, to be exact, making plays like that, but he's been a staple of this offense for Empire. And then on the other side, you've got Matthew Kroner, the wide receiver. We just talked about him. Unfortunately, they're going to be without David Baba, who was questionable coming into this game. We have now been told that he is officially out. And then last, the captain on the defensive side, Samuel Cleving, the middle linebacker, the field general there. But let me ask you, Daniel, these two teams met last year. Does anything need to change offensively and defensively for both these teams this time around?
Well, I think if you look at it, Empire only gained 99 yards last year on offense. So they have nothing but to showcase that offense. I think their defense might be capable of keeping them in. It's about what is the offense going to do here tonight. And then when you look at Ironwood Ridge, I mean, they are capable of making the playoffs. I know they're hungry to get back to the playoffs where they lost to Higley last year, 72-3. They have the front seat in this region, and you know, I think making a statement victory over Empire is where it's going to start.
Yeah, and you know, you talked about it offensively for Empire, right? We look at last year at Fuangunye, he had 441 rushing yards all last year on 91 carries and 4 touchdowns with just 6 reception yards. And when you take a look at his stats this year, it's proven to be that he's already getting a higher workload in 2024. So he's definitely going in the right direction. He's taking that next step forward. And I think tonight the big thing for him is he's going to have to set the tone offensively with that run game for them tonight.
Yeah, and definitely. And then on the other side of the ball, you know, Baba, who also plays tight end, linebacker, defensive end, kind of your hybrid type of defensive player, who is going to step up in his place to make an impact on this Ironwood Ridge defense. I think he's definitely a tough senior to replace, but where's that person going to come from on the defense side?
It's definitely a tough loss, right, when you look at it. You know, Baba, the leader on that defensive line, and for him to go down, we knew he was questionable coming into this day. It was a game-time decision, and we just saw moments ago that he is going to be out for this game. So it's definitely an opportunity for someone to make the name for themselves this game. And then as we take a look at the standings right now, currently in the 4A Gila region, a lot of teams tied up as we've got Rio Rico, Rankin University, Douglas, Choya, and Amphitheater all at 1-1, as well as Saurita, Douglas 0-2, and on top so far Empire. So this is a big game region-wise for them to keep their place in the standings at first place.
No, definitely. And if you look, Amphi was the team here last year that won the region, if I'm not mistaken. And then Douglas was a team we thought was going to have a hot start. I know that they played ALA Ironwood last week. So to see them sitting at 0-2, the lone winless team in this region, is very surprising. But now it's Empire's turn. They're sitting at 2-0. This would be a big win for them against Ironwood Ridge to keep them as the only undefeated team in this region.
Yeah, somebody's got to step up quick in that division or it's going to get out of hands fast. But let's throw it over to the 5A Sonoran region, where once again, a lot of teams are sitting in the middle of the pack at 1-1. Ironwood Ridge themselves with Flowing Wells, Maricopa, Mountain View, and Tucson, and Nogales last in the division at 0-2. So this region up for grabs for everyone. So I think that this game is much more important for Ironwood Ridge, especially when you look at how it's going around the league right now. Some winnable games for a lot of these teams in this region. Ironwood Ridge has got to take this one today.
Oh, no doubt. You got teams like Mountain View picked up a big victory against Gilbert in week 1. You have Maricopa, who's getting hot. Unfortunately, Tucson did drop a game against Marana, as you see Ironwood Ridge coming out to the field right now. But with that being said, it's a very open region, and I know Ironwood Ridge wants to come back as a region champion again.
Well, it's going to be a great game coming up here against two teams who are both neck and neck in their regions, looking to get a win under their belts. It's the Varsity Breakdown Game of the Week.
The Varsity Breakdown, and with football season upon us, I just wanted to jump on and introduce a new segment that we have on this year called Top 10 Tuesdays, where we're going to be highlighting the top 10 plays of every week. If you're interested in submitting one of your plays, please send them to the Varsity Breakdown 21@gmail.com. And make sure you include your name, your school, your position, and your graduation year. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday on our YouTube channel at SOAZVB Network and find out which plays made our list. What's going on, everybody?
And we're back just before kickoff coming up here at the top of the hour. And real quickly, we want to highlight both quarterbacks for Empire and Ironwood Ridge. We'll start off on the Empire. Bryson Duncan, the quarterback, who's played 2 games this year, 20 for 39 with 258 yards. He has 5 touchdowns and 3 interceptions and just 44 rushing yards. And then when we take a look at Ironwood Ridge football, Jaden Martinez is at the helm with 2 games this year under his belt. He's 37 for 64 with 537 yards, 5 touchdowns and 3 interceptions with 80 rushing yards. So 2 similar quarterbacks that are just, it's safe to say, not having the best starts of the year, but also not having a terrible start. Do any of these quarterbacks have to do something different tonight to change the complexity of their season for their team?
I'd say you got to look at both of them. Taking care of the ball. 3 interceptions for Jaden Martinez, or 4 interceptions for Jaden Martinez, and 3 interceptions for Bryson Duncan. You got to be able to take care of the ball if you're going to help your team win. And but we'll see right here after the national anthem and get right back into it.
And here we go as we see the captains meet in the middle for the coin toss, and we are just getting ready to kick off this varsity breakdown game of the week. Daniel, it's going to be a good one. Glad to be on the call with you for this one. Who wins this game and why?
You know what? I think I have to give the edge to Ironwood Ridge. You know, their defense, their high-powered offense are going to be the keys for them to pick up a victory here tonight. As far as Empire, still a team that is looking to progress, trying to get better each and every week. Sitting at 2-0, I just think this 5A team in Ironwood Ridge is going to be just a little too much for them. What about yourself?
I'm going to personally go with Empire. I think that it starts with the running back, and I think that he's going to propel this offense to the max. And, you know, we talk about it all week, and when you look at his stats, he's just been phenomenal this year, and it starts with him. They might have trouble stopping him early on today, and if they can't stop him, give me Empire.
All right, well, we'll see who gets the ball here to start things off. And there's going to be a lot of other good games going on, not only across the state of Arizona, but right here just down the road, as I believe Mountain View is going to be taking on Sunrise Mountain. How do you see that one playing out?
You know, that's another one of those great games. You know, a lot of great games going around the state of Arizona tonight. You've got that. Personally, I don't know if I could pick a winner in that one yet. You also got to talk about the Gila River Bowl between Santana and Florence. That's been a big game recently. And just a lot of many other games going around the way this week. You got Micah Mountain at Sabino, Cienega at Tucson High, Copper Canyon at Desert Sunrise, Buena and Catalina Foothills. Just so many games going on this week that are just going to be so high-powered and fun to watch. You really just can't get enough of it, man. You know, football is back, and that's not just a saying, as I believe the kickoff is going to go to I think it's going to go to Empire. Did not see.
Yeah, the Ravens are going to be receiving here to start things off.
So Empire will receive the ball tonight, so we are going to get our first look at Bryson Duncan to start this game first between both of our quarterbacks. See what they can do offensively here. You know, what do you got to see from Duncan tonight? Leading more? There's got to be better in the pass game. What is it for you?
I think here tonight, just, you know, continue to do what you're doing. He leads the team in overall touchdowns. You know, surprisingly, as much as Empire runs the ball, they only have one rushing touchdown on the year. So just do what he's been doing these last 2 weeks to help set up his team for success. I think they're going to run a little bit of play action along the way and see how things go from there.
Yeah, they are going to need him to be very effective tonight, not only as a leader but as a quarterback tonight. And here we are for the opening kickoff as we're about to get underway between the Empire Ravens and the Nighthawks of Ironwood Ridge.
Number 9, Isaac Ronehouse set to kick off for the Nighthawks.
Ronehouse is going to set the kickoff for the Nighthawks here.
Back deep for the Ravens.
And back in returning is going to be Manga Isel, if I said that name correctly. So here we go, the opening kickoff of this week's Game of the Week. And he's going to let it roll back, and it's going to be a touchback. So here we are. We're going to get our first look at quarterback Bryson Duncan. We'll read off the stats again. 20 for 39 this year with 258 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, over 3 interceptions, and 44 rushing yards as they come out for their first drive of the ballgame today.
And if you look at Duncan, I mean, last week against La Jolla went 12 for 20 for 204 yards and 4 touchdowns. So you see where that stat line came from. Majority of those stats were in last week's game. I think he needs to continue that in order for the Ravens to be successful on this opening drive.
Gunker lines up to the right of Duncan. He takes the snap. Fires over the middle. Gain of about 5 yards in the first play.
Pass is complete up to the 25, complete to number 12.
It's going to be a nice grab by number 12 there, Braden Kramer. We talked about it, the freshman already making plays. Nice little spot route to start for him.
And it seems like that's his favorite target, opening things up. You know, it's going to be interesting to see how Ironwood Ridge is going to defend that. You know, once you start finding that one target, are you going to be able to stop it?
Duncan takes the snap. It's a give. And he's going to be stuffed in the backfield on a second down. It's going to bring up a third and long. That's going to be a huge play there. And you talked about it earlier, Daniel. It's going to be Samuel Cleving on that play, the field general at linebacker for them.
And such a great tackle pursuit to get into the backfield. We'll see how the Ravens approach him going forward, because he's coming quick right off that edge, and we've seen that last week with Vista Grande.
Rolls out, dumps it off to his running back, and he's just going to maybe get back to about the line of scrimmage on that play. He's going to break up a 4th and long, and looks like they're not bringing out the punt unit, and they are. They're going to bring out the punt unit. So a quick 3 and out for the Ironwood Ridge defense. It's got to be a win there.
Oh, absolutely. You know, you're trying to set the tone here in the opening drive. We just talked about how well those Ravens were going to do against this defense. They struggled last year, and in this opening drive, you know, it pretty much only gained 2 yards on this drive. So a great start for Ironwood Ridge.
And that punt is going to be a shorter punt. Takes a nice Empire bounce. That ball is going to be down just around about the 47-yard line, as we'll get the first look at the Ironwood Ridge offense coming up right now.
LaSalle's punt is down at the Nighthawk 37-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Nighthawks.
So here we go. Here comes Jaden Martinez for his first drive of the game in the backfield there. We know he likes a lot of his weapons out here. We've talked about it. He's got Roundhouse, he's got Rune Tree, a lot of guys that he likes to throw the ball to here. They like to spread the ball around the receivers on this team. So here we go. He drops back, fires over the middle. It's tipped and intercepted. Picked off, going the other way.
And that was number 1, Nicholas Bejarano, the free safety. And we just talked about that, as we'll try to take a look at it again. You got to be able to protect the ball a little bit if you are Jaden Martinez coming into this game. You know, 4 interceptions already on the year. In an opening pass, you know, and to me, that wasn't all his fault on this one. You know, your receiver has to come down with it as well, but a quick change of possession in favor of Empire.
Yeah, tipped just over the middle, and it's going to be intercepted by the safety rolling up. And Bejarano, huge play for Empire now to take the ball. Fires deep, got his man open, just missed him. Went right back to Bejarano there. My mistake. But early on, attacking that pass game is Empire.
And we talked about it. When were they going to try and test this air raid of offense that they have seemed to have the last 2 weeks of the game? A lot of their points came through the air. I think that was the perfect play to try and test it there.
Well, he just got it to his guy. I saw he beat him inside pressure there, and he just missed his man outreach there. Could have been a huge play early on to capitalize on the interception there. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 now, as we're going to see them with an offset tight end I formation here. And Gonkra is going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage again there. Who else but Samuel Cleving? 2 huge plays already for him in the backfield today, Daniel.
And I think that's going to be the hardest thing, is to try to run to that left side of the field for Empire, especially with Cleving right there to pretty much meet the running back right at the line of scrimmage.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and long here. Duncan takes the snap, rolls out right. Shot to the outside, just overthrown. It's going to bring up a 4th down. Braden Kramer, the intended receiver on the play there, just missed him outside. So what do you do here, Daniel? You just got a turnover, 4th and long. You're on their side of the field. Do you go for it or do you punt it here?
Well, you know what? I think if you're Empire, you want to keep Ironwood Ridge on their toes, so why not? You already got 1 turnover going.
Feet stopped.
And if we're going to do things, and take risks, I think it's be a perfect opportunity to do so.
4th and 10. Botch snap, he jumps on it. And just like that, it's going to be a turnover on downs going the other way for Ironwood Ridge. So early on, Couple missed mistakes for both sides of the offensive ball here, and 2 great drives by both defenses to start this game. We're knotted up at 0 with 8:50 left to go in the first quarter. What have you seen so far?
I actually haven't got to see much of Ironwood Ridge's offense. Interested to see how they approached this second drive right here. But if you're Empire, you have to just find a way to get that run game going. To me, I don't know if you're going to go towards Cleving's side that often the rest of the game. But we'll see what Ironwood Ridge can do on this second drive.
It's going to be a run up the middle, and he breaks it free. Going inside, breaks another tackle. It's going to be down to about the 40, 38-ish yard line there. Let's take a look at that again, Daniel.
And you're going to see Isaac Hyde just get the hole and just burst through it as he pretty much goes untouched until he's brought down across the Empire Ravens 40-yard line. So great pursuit from that front 5 of Ironwood Ridge.
Yeah, both seniors already getting higher workloads, as we talked about, and a big run there for Hyde. It's going to bring up 1st and 10, rolls out right. He just dumps off to the flats, number 19 there. It's a nice gain of about 10 there to Matthew Kroner, getting him early going. And Kroner's just one of those guys, man. Can just do it all, right, Daniel? And I think you saw it right there.
No, definitely. And you know what? It's the simple things, running great routes, keeping the defensive backs on their toes. Easy way to get open, and you got to have those great hands, which Kroner's shown on this second drive, excuse me.
Running back lines up to the left of the quarterback. 2 wide receivers on each side. Play action, fires it outside again to Kroner. Stiff arms one, breaks past another. He's going to take this one all the way. Touchdown, Ironwood Ridge. The first touchdown of the game goes to who else but Kroner. Let's take a look at it again, Daniel.
And it's just a simple route and 2 missed tackles by the Ravens, as Kroner is going to make that look easy. But if you are the Ravens here, you have to be able to wrap up. You had about a 2 to 3 yard gain for Kroner and 2 missed tackles, and it's 6 points just like that.
A great play action and a nice zig route over the outside to the left, and he just took it all the way himself and made it his touchdown. Extra point coming up here for the Ironwood Ridge Nighthawks after an emphatical touchdown drive, capitalizing off the turnover on downs there. And the kick is up, and it's going to be good. 7-0 Nighthawks with 8:07 to play in the first quarter. And we will be right back after these messages. And we are back for the kickoff to the Empire Ravens. 8:07 left in the first quarter to play. The Nighthawks just got on the board with a touchdown to Matthew Kroner, 7-0. And the Empire Ravens are going to be back to take another kick return right now. And they're just going to let that one go again. And they will get the ball at the 25-yard line. Daniel, I know there's a lot of people here at this game tonight, lots of group sponsors. You want to talk about that quickly?
So you just seen Kroner go in for a touchdown. Every touchdown that is scored by Ironwood Ridge tonight, Arizona Sands is going to donate $50 to the Booster Club. So we're going to hopefully see a high-scoring game here tonight. A lot of money donated, and this is going to go on throughout the duration of the season.
And it's going to be 1st and 10 for Empire as Duncan's going to take the snap under center again here, looking for a cleaner drive this time around. And they just cannot get it going for their running back here, man. And you know what? Credit to the Empire offensive line, but credit to the Ironwood Ridge defensive line right now. We talked about it, who was going to step up for Baba, and I think you're seeing all 4 guys stepping up right now.
Oh, that front 4 is making things tough for Fangunwe. just not being able to get any type of pursuit here in this being their third drive. So I'm interested to see how they're going to adjust here in the remainder of this first quarter.
Second down coming up. Give is to Fwangunye. And he's going to bring it to about 3rd and 5 now. So decision time for the Empire Ravens if you're the offensive coordinator.
Hey, you know what? They had an open player last drive. I think you might see a little bit of a quick pass, set up maybe a 4th and short if things go right for Empire on this one.
Fwangunye is going to line up to the left of the quarterback here. 3rd and 5. Fires over the middle. It's caught. It's going to be a first down, but there is a penalty flag on the play. This one might be coming back. And it's going to be holding on the offense, so this play is coming back. That negates the big cross play over the middle for a first down there. So now with 6:41 left to play in the first quarter, instead of a 3rd and 5, it's going to be back to about a 3rd and 10.
And that's not what you want if you're Empire. Like I said, you had the great short route right across the middle. I think that the receiver was right there to pick up the first down. But now instead of a possible first down or a 4th and short, you're in a 3rd and long situation.
And that's right. It's actually in high school, holding's a 10-yard penalty, so it's actually going to be 3rd and 15. Third and 15 here. Running back lines up to the left of Duncan. Botch snap again on 3rd down. And that ball's going to be picked up by the Ironwood Ridge Nighthawks going the other way. Another costly turnover early in the game, and the Nighthawks are in great field position to start this drive.
And if you look at it, I think you see Duncan dropping back just a little bit too soon when the ball was snapped. Couldn't get a good handle on the ball and a quick recovery for Ironwood Ridge.
It's going to bring up 1st and 10 here for the Nighthawks. They're in great field position to start this drive as they're going to bring 3 wide receivers to the short side. It's going to be trips to the right. All alone up top, one-on-one on the top of your screen here. Gives it up the middle, and he's going to take it through untouched for a Nighthawks touchdown.
And as you see it up the middle, we were just talking about how great this front 5 has been for Ironwood Ridge early on. As you're going to see number 18, Isaac Hyde, go untouched up the middle. So them holes are opening up early for Hyde. I'm sure that Coach Scott has to be impressed with his offense early on here in this first quarter. We talked about putting up a lot of points, and you're 1 point away from putting up 14 here in the first quarter.
Already a big first half for the Ironwood Ridge offense. Hyde and Kroner getting it done offensively. And the kick is up, and it's going to be good for another extra point. 14-0 Nighthawks lead with 6:32 in the first quarter. We'll be back after these messages.
What's going on, everybody? Daniel Guevara here from the Varsity Breakdown. And with football season upon us, I just wanted to jump on and introduce a new segment that we have going on this year called Top 10 Tuesdays, where we're going to be highlighting the top 10 plays of every week. If you're interested in submitting one of your plays, please send them to the varsitybreakdown21@gmail.com and make sure you include your name, your school, your position, and your graduation year. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday on our YouTube channel at SoAZVB Network and find out which plays made our list. What's going on, everybody? Dan.
And we are back. It is 14-0 Nighthawks over the Empire Ravens. As we're set for another kickoff here with 6:32 left to go. Daniel, another big, quick drive for the Nighthawks offense.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They're making things look easier early on in this first quarter, but I think the big thing here is Empire taking care of the ball. On this drive, we talked about Bryson Duncan taking care of the ball in this game, and I think for them turning it over on 4th down, having the fumbled snap, they need to answer here if they're going to try to keep things within reach on this drive.
And we are going to see that offense come back on the field here Do you try anything different this time around? And, you know, I think it's just been a couple of botched snaps on third downs that have really put them in this hole. They're in this game still, and they have not played a bad game at all.
Yeah, and we were just talking about it on the last drive. You know, something that could have been a first down, 4th and 1. The penalty kind of pushes you back, then you have to fumble the next play. So I think right here you might want to just try airing it out a little bit because that, and as I say that, they get it to Fungunye, excuse me.
Yeah, nice play right there. They're going to bring a double trap there with both guards. Fungunye just takes the outside and finds the hole. It's a nice pick up there in first down. And we know what he can do, as we've talked about before. You know, Fungunye is one of these guys where last year he had 91 carries for just under half 1,000 yards. A bigger workload this year means much more leadership from him and much more being asked from him. And I think that he's handled it pretty well so far. It's going to bring up 2nd and 5 here, and that's going to be a penalty on the play. False start on the offensive line for the Empire Ravens, so back them up more.
Early indication against the Ravens. It is a false start against the Ravens.
And if you're Empire, you cannot be shooting yourself in the foot here early on in this first quarter. You know, we just have a 2nd and short there, turns into now a 2nd and long, and that's just a momentum killer, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's definitely one of those plays where, especially early in a game, it's a lot of sloppy football right now, but there's 4 quarters to play, and you can definitely fix it. The give is to Fungunye again, and actually, that one's going to be something in the backfield. I think that was actually, yeah, that was Fungunye on the carry there.
And that was, looked like number, is that number 45 there? So that might actually be David Baba, who is playing tonight possibly.
We thought he was out. I guess he's out there on the field. We just found this out until now. That would explain why the defensive line's been so dominant tonight.
Yeah, there we go. So you do have David Baba on one end, and then you have number 52, Samuel Cleving, on the other end. So 2 great defensive ends putting the pressure on Empire right now.
3rd and long, he drops back. He's flushed out of the pocket, fires it over the middle. That ball's going to be picked, going the other way. And he's tackled down at just about the 21-yard line. Big play there by Colby Roontree.
And as you see, the pressure up the middle allows for a further than expected throw and an easy interception for Ironwood Ridge on the play. And it's just that pressure again by Cleving off the edge.
And another great drive for the Nighthawks, setting them up here at 1st and 10 in the red zone, just outside of it. We'll say it's in the red zone, just outside of the 21-yard line to start this drive for them. Lupe knows it's a little trivia question right there that was not too good of.
And there's the big hole up the middle.
And there you're going to see it again. It's taken there by Isaac Hyde. They're giving him a workload today, and he's done a fantastic job so far with it.
It'll be a 2nd down and 8.
It's going to bring up about 2nd and 7 here for the Nighthawks in the red zone. Hyde in the backfield to the right of Martinez. Rolls out right. Fires to Kroner. It's caught out of bounds. It's going to be about a 5-6 yard gain. It's going to bring up about a 3rd and 2 here with just under 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Feels like a very slow first quarter, honestly.
Yeah, you know, I think a lot of the plays have been made on the defensive side for Ironwood Ridge, and it's just making things easy on the offensive side if you are talking about the Nighthawks. But definitely a slower pace, and I think this is what you need if you're Ironwood Ridge. Just take your time, you know, take it one play at a time and see what the defense is giving you.
Play action quarterback draw, takes up the middle, and he's going to be down just outside of the end zone. He's going to be down at the 1.
Just short.
Big run right there.
It is, however, enough for the Nighthawks.
And they are in striking distance of another touchdown here.
And I'm really impressed with this front 5 for Ironwood Ridge. They are just opening up holes left and right against this Ravens defense. And it's kind of almost making things easy for this offense.
Martinez looks very calm back there this series so far. He's had 3 drives in the red zone already. As a quarterback, you can't ask for much more from your defense than that. Trips outside to the top of your screen here. It's going to be a handoff to Hyde, who bounces it out and takes it in for another Nighthawks touchdown. Let's take a look at that again, Daniel.
And you're going to see that trips to the left, and it just kind of pulls everybody off, you know, as far as the DBs go, and it just makes it for an easy walk-in touchdown for Hyde, as that's another 6 points for the Nighthawks.
Hyde already with 2 on the board today. We talked about it earlier. When you look at the workload that he's getting, he's making the most of it right now. And what's crazy is Hyde had just 5 touchdowns last year rushing. He's already got 2 this game, 3 on the season. So that's just another one of those examples of higher workload equals more asked from you. And he is climbing that mountain, and he's doing so much more with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, he stands at 6 foot, 200 pounds, so a bigger running back than you're used to here in Southern Arizona. But I think he's doing really well as far as getting his team in great situations.
And I don't think if you're Empire that you panic at all right now. It's 20-0. It's still the first quarter. A lot can happen. I mean, as we've seen, they scored 21 points in what feels like 2 minutes, 3 minutes even. So this game is definitely not out of reach yet. I know it's 20-0. It's a 3-score game, but there's 4 quarters left of football to play.
And from the looks of it, does it look like they're going for 2 on it?
And they are going to take out the field goal unit. They are going to go for 2 here. Stacked on a goal line formation here for the Nighthawks. Martinez goes under center here. Pushes for the QB line, sticks it outside, and he's going to get in for the 2-point conversion. So the hole was stuffed, but Martinez makes the play himself and bounces it out for a QB sneak 2-point conversion. Having a game early on in the first quarter, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely. I think the composure is there so far. You know, had the opening tip interception, and ever since then, he seemed like he's in the driver's seat, helping his team drive up and down the field.
Another touchdown drive for the Ironwood Nighthawks is going to make it 22-0. 3:43 left to play in the first quarter as we are here for another kickoff. Huang Unye is going to be in the backfield, I believe, to get another kick return opportunity here. It's actually going to be Manga Isel, if I said that name correctly. Having trouble with some of my names today, Daniel.
Hey, you know what? It's okay. Well, you know, at least this week we have our rosters correct. That's the one thing we were hoping for coming in to this week. I know Max Prep with Pueblo, things weren't updated, so it was interesting to be calling the wrong players when they weren't even on that roster currently.
And they're going to take the kickoff this time. He's going to take it up to about the 15-yard line, breaks it through to about the 20, 24, 23-yard line, where they will set up shop for another offensive drive. We will see if Bryson Duncan can get some points on the board for this offense and lead the way.
Well, I think it's going to start with this front 5 of Empire and how to slow down this pass rush. I shouldn't even say this pass rush. This edge rush from Ironwood Ridge's 2 best defensive players here.
And then just to know, Julian Santa Cruz walking off limping after that play, number 5, one of those weapons they use offensively. It's going to be another give to Gunkra, and he just takes this one outside for about 6 yards there. A nice run by Fuangunye there.
And that's what I think you need. You need to allow him to get to the edge. You know, running between the tackles hasn't been working here in the first quarter. Give him he seems like he has that next level speed as well as his size. So allowing him to get to the edge and asking this Ironwood Ridge defensive backs to tackle him, that's going to be a tall order. So hopefully they continue on this route.
Defensive alignment changes. Max Graham's going to come off for this play on the defensive line. Gunkra lines up to the left. Misdirection trick play. He's going to get by. He takes it outside. Just going to be good enough for a first down. It's going to move the chains there. Nice misdirection call there for Empires. It's going to be Keenan Parker on the carry there. One of their other running backs that they like to use, the senior.
No, and I think that's where they're going to be able to have their successes, is getting them to the outsides of this offense, or this defense, of Ironwood Ridge. Because as you can see, Ironwood Ridge only has 3 guys up front, and they are making it a hassle for this front 5. So allowing their running backs a little bit more time to get to the edge is definitely going to help.
3-5-4 defensive formation here for the Ironwood Nighthawks. I like that formation a lot. As you're going to see right here, Gunkra will not be stopped going down, but he will be at the line of scrimmage. Not taking no for an answer, but unfortunately, not taking no for an answer for no yards.
About a yard, right down by
Excuse me, for about a yard in the play there.
Yep, and you see right when they go right in between the tackles, it's definitely a tough ask for this front five for Empire. But you know what? They've been running the ball a couple of plays here. I'm expecting a little bit of play action, just like they did on their second drive.
And Duncan's going to line up in the gun, as you're going to see Gunkra come to the right of Duncan here. Another rollout right pass. Throws it over the middle again, and that one almost intercepted again there, as it was Aiden Norris on the play there who almost had an interception.
And it almost seemed like he thought his receiver was going to go a little bit deeper on the route, cut it a little too soon, and seems to be selling over the head. So interested to see how the timing is affecting everything for Empire.
Right, a lot of miscommunication early on. Definitely going to have to fix this going forward as this game progresses. Two wide receivers down to the bottom of your screen here on the short side as Duncan takes the snap again. Steps up in the pocket, feels the pressure, dumps it off to his running back. It's going to be good for about 6 yards in the play there. A nice play there by Duncan. You know, he feels the pressure, steps in, doesn't have to run, dumps it off to his running back there as number 22, Keenan Parker, the other running back, takes it for a nice 6-yard gain there. So that's a great usage of both running backs there.
Yeah, and I think that, honestly, this is probably one of their best drives of this first quarter, and I'm looking to see how they build on it. Got to get that timing down in the passing game, but his ability to finally step up in the pocket and check down to his running back is definitely going to help going forward.
So a fourth down looms, and they are going to bring out the punting unit here. It's a nice punt sent back to about the 28-yard line, takes a nice Empire bounce, a very good Empire bounce. And Ironwood Ridge is going to set up shop at around the 16 to 17-yard line, and we will be right back with this puck.
The South punt goes dead at the 17-yard line. First and 10, Nighthawks.
And we are back as the Ironwood Nighthawks are going to take possession at the 16-yard line in their own end zone here.
Waiting on one extra defender out here, or excuse me, offensive player.
Yeah, just a lot of miscommunication as Ironwood's going to take their first time out of the half here and talk things over. Did not have the right personnel they had. We will be right back with a message.
What's going on, everybody? Daniel Guevara here from the Varsity Breakdown. And with football season upon us, I just wanted to jump on and introduce a new segment that we have going on this year called Top 10 Tuesdays, where we're going to be highlighting the top 10 plays of every week. If you're interested in submitting one of your plays, please send them to the varsitybreakdown21@gmail.com and make sure you include your name, your school, your position, and your graduation year. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday on our YouTube channel at SoAZVB Network and find out which plays made our list. What's going on, everybody? Daniel Guevara here from the Varsity Breakdown. And with football season upon us, I just wanted to jump on and introduce a new segment that we have going on this year called Top 10 Tuesdays, where we're going to be highlighting the top.
And we're back after that timeout. You're going to see the Ironwood Ridge Nighthawks come down low in a trips formation to the right, as the running back's going to come out to the right as well from Martinez. Play action, quarterback draw. Finds a nice hold to the outside, cuts up the middle. Huge gain there for Martinez. Points for the first down. Move the chains, a huge play for the Nighthawks.
And you got to love the read option right there and just the explosiveness from Martinez to hit the hole and go. I mean, when your front five is playing as well as Ironwood Ridge is, as you're going to get a timeout from Empire, it's definitely going to be tough to stop, especially with the way Hyde's running. It allows that read option to open up as well.
And I think now that, yeah, you're right, and Empire obviously is going to take a timeout now, and they're going to recollect themselves after Ironwood Ridge just called the timeout, because you can't let this game get out of hand now. You can't let it become a 4-score game this early, because those are very hard to come back from. We'll see what they come out with here. You know, they could come out with something defensively different here. I'd like to see them bring a 5-man front. That quarterback draw run game starting to really hurt them a lot.
No, definitely. I would definitely agree there. And I think allowing a little bit more pressure off the edges for Empire is something that they need. It seems like Martinez is being able to sit back there, stay composed, and be able to kind of pick the defense apart, especially in this pass game.
Yeah, and this pass game's got Hunter Rehrman and, as we talked about, Matthew Kroner. So, two effective receivers. See what Martinez does here. Takes the snap, and it's going to be a give to Hyde here, who cuts it back, gets a hold of the outside, breaks one free, the ref's in the way, down the sideline to the 30, 25, 20, and he's going to be down at the 20-yard line. Let's take a look at that one again.
And you're going to see him get the cutback and find just nobody around him, and just the speed for a 200-pound running back amazes me in Hyde, as he has that one-cut ability, and it opens up to a big game.
Huge play there, and I saw some of the Ironwood players happy there, and I saw some of the Empire players a little upset that I think the ref was in the way at around the 48-yard line there.
Yeah, and that's so
and they're
unfortunate.
not going to be able to get a playoff, as this is going to be the end of the first quarter. The Ironwood Ridge Nighthawks 22, the Empire Ravens 0. And we're going to bring you back here to the game of the week, as we are just about to start the second quarter. The Nighthawks in the red zone once again found themselves in a very familiar spot here in this game early on.
Oh yeah, and it's all been on this run team, opening up the holes for Hyde, which is leading to some easy passes, as it's another read option by Martinez.
Martinez breaks off one, breaks off another. He won't be denied. He's going to be down at around the 3-yard line there. And again, going back to that quarterback draw, Daniel, the counter draw has been effective for them all night long so far.
And it's something that's hard to stop, especially if you have two running backs that are giving you, 10-plus yards per carry. That's the one thing you're not going to expect right away. You're going to go after the running back first and then react to the quarterback second. And with the speed of Martinez, 1 second is a little too late.
Trips down low here. It's going to be another option play here, I think, for the Nighthawks.
Oh, I think you're going to
Takes the snap.
Yep.
Keeps it. Martinez up the middle. And it's going to be good for another Nighthawks touchdown. Martinez gets one rushing. He's got one passing and a 2-point conversion. Call it a cycle. He's doing it in all phases of the game offensively right now.
And you called it, just a simple read option, looking at the defensive end, see where they're going to attack, and just take it in yourself.
Set up for the extra point. Now to go up 29-0, pending an extra point attempt here. Gotta love what you're seeing early on from the Nighthawks. Kick is up. And it's good. 29-0. Early in the second quarter here. Nighthawks dominating.
And if you can't hear them, the Ironwood Ridge crowd is, all into it. The fans have packed the house for this game. You have the Arizona Bowl out here with the National Football Foundation of Southern Arizona. So a big turnout for this event here tonight, and I'm glad to be part of it.
And I think if you're Empire, you got to tell your team right now, we got to fight for something, right? What are we playing for here? Are we playing to get 29 balled right now, or are we playing to show some pride in ourselves? And I think you got to come together as a team right now, and you got to just fight inch by inch, play by play. You know, you can't win a game in the first half, but you could certainly lose a game in the first half. And I think right now it's just baby steps, right? You got to have a nice possession here with a touchdown and keep yourselves in this game. And eventually, you just take it play by play, snap by snap, inch by inch.
And, you know, just to kind of piggyback off of that, we were here at a game last year in Mountain View, Marana, big rivalry game, where Marana took a very big early lead. And little by little, Mountain View chopped at that lead and came out with the victory.
And it's going to be returned out, and going to call it a fair catch.
Oh, it's going to be a touchback, I think.
Fair catch, touchback. It's going to bring it to the 20-yard line. And we'll see if Duncan and the Empire Ravens can get something going here. Daniel, if you're the Empire Ravens, what are you calling right now offensively with just the way that this game's gone? You had a great drive last possession.
You know what? I think you got to be able to pass the ball. That's the only way they're going to get anything going consistently. You're down 29 points. You know, the run game has been a little bit inconsistent in that first quarter. So I think I need something through the air just to get a little bit of life back in this Ravens team.
100% agree. Fuangunya is going to line up behind Duncan. The give is to Fuangunya. He bounces it outside to the left, cuts it back inside, breaks one tackle, breaks another, and he's going to have enough for a Ravens first down.
And I love the run here by Fuangunya. As you see, get outside of the tackles, you know, allow these defensive backs to kind of try to bring him down. He's sitting at 5'11", 195, so he's not a small running back. And once he gets a little bit of speed, he's definitely one of the toughest running backs to bring down.
And Mange going to line up one-on-one down low at the bottom of your screen at receiver here. Fuangunya in the backfield again. Fires, deep pass over the middle, he's one-on-one, and incomplete on the play. Great defensive coverage there by number 6, Aiden Norris in the play. Had one-on-one with them all the way on Manga Isol and just makes a great play.
Oh, yeah, that's a great play by the Ironwood defense there. You know, one-on-one, it's so in the instincts of a player to possibly pull him down, get called for a pass interference. It was just great defense on that play.
I think I figured it out. I think it's Manga Essel or Isel. I know I'm wrong. I apologize. I'll figure it out. As Duncan's going to take the snap again here. Fires deep outside one-on-one. And just going to be incomplete. Looking for Nicholas Bijarno on the play there. Bijarno.
And that was Cruz Valdivia over there on the cornerback position. You know, I thought that the wide receiver had the edge there coming back for the ball. And Valdivia able to stick with them and knock down the pass.
I'm bad at trivia and I'm bad at last names. I'm butchering it a ton tonight. But that still brings up a third and long. It's going to be a give outside to Fuangunya, and he's just going to be tackled at the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets about 1 yard in the play there. And again, another big play for the Ironwood Ridge defense.
And if you look at it, the two guys in the vicinity, David Baba and number 52, Samuel Cleving, on the tackles. So these guys don't give up on a play. They're constantly pursuing, whether it's the quarterback or the running back, and it's going to bring up another fourth down.
I think you got to bring out the punt unit here. You can't go for it. You'd like to, but you're trying to keep yourself in this game as much as you can right now, and they're going to bring out the punt unit. As we're going to see for the first time, Kroner's going to be back to receive this one. See, for the first time, he's going to take one. As we know, every punt so far has been downed. Punts it right down the middle, a great punt. Kroner fields it. He's going to take it to the right, just through the 30, cuts up through the 40, cuts up through the middle, down to the 50, just up to about the 53-yard line. A nice return by Kroner there.
And some great hands there. You know, anybody going backwards would have definitely fumbled that one. But the quickness of Kroner, you know, now you talked about him being their staple on that offensive side of the ball, and it shows why he can just do it all, not only on the offense, but in the special teams as well.
And a great thing for your team here, you're helping out your quarterback, Martinez, a lot. As we've talked about this, I don't think he has started since the first possession that they've had. He has not had a single possession on their side of the field. Every single possession has at least been across the 50-yard line. And that's huge when you're having a quarterback that's struggling a bit this year, and he's having a great game right now.
Oh, absolutely, and I'm interested to see what they come out with, and it's going to be a deep pass.
Shot over the middle, got Kroner, intercepted! Just underthrew it. going to be picked off by number 10, Aiden Armstrong, and he's still going. A huge play for Empire to stay in this game, and just as we were talking about it, I might be the jinx. An underthrown ball, looking for Kroner there.
And do you think that that's a pass that you need to make here to start the game, or as far as to start this drive? I mean, they had everything going on that read option, running the ball, and do you think they were just going for the home run there?
I definitely think they were, and I like the call. You know, you're up 29-0. That's the grand slam pitch right there. I don't mind it, but a great play for Empire, not giving up. That could be a huge game changer for them. If they can, tally up 2 touchdowns here and not allow any points, they're right back in this ball game.
Oh, yeah, and a little trickery there with the jet sweep.
Pitch inside, he cuts it back up, gets about 1 to 2 yards in the play. It's going to bring up about a 2nd and 8. Think you got to keep that one outside there. Your blockers are going outside. You got to bounce it out.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what you need to see from Empire is a little bit of patience. Allow them blockers to set up the blocks for you. One of my favorite running backs in the backfield used to be Le'Veon Bell with the Pittsburgh Steelers, being able to allow his blockers to open up a hole and then just attack.
As we're going to see Fuangunye patiently like him, bounce to the outside, bounces off another tackle, nice big run there. And yeah, just like you talked about, Le'Veon Bell. As we know, Le'Veon Bell is one of the most patient running backs we've seen in the NFL. He's not the fastest guy, but he is one of the smartest. He allows his offensive linemen, tight ends, receivers to get on their blocks and make holes for him, and he just does the rest. And we saw right there as Fuangunye, he waited for his blockers to make the blocks, and he had an open gap that he took to the outside, and a huge play. As now Empire is on the Ironwood Ridge side of the field here.
And I think that might be for the first time tonight, so definitely moving in the right direction.
They pick up the blitz. Duncan's going to roll out, looks for his guy, fires, just incomplete. Nice ball there. He couldn't hold on, felt the pressure. Intended receiver on the play there was Manga Iso. I'll just keep trying every name every single time, and eventually I'll be right about 30% of the time.
Well, if there's people watching and they want to jump in the chat, go ahead and help my man out, Anthony, here. We just want to make sure we're not butchering the names ourselves. But either way, I think on this last play, what I liked is that they kept the running back in the backfield as an extra blocker to help slow down the edge rush from Ironwood Ridge.
Yeah, I know you couldn't have said it better. As we're going to see Duncan here line up in the gun again with Fuangunye behind him. Esso lined down at the bottom. That's the 3rd time I'm trying that one. And that's going to be a nice pitch and catch to him on a screen. Cuts it through. It's going to be close for a first down. It's going to bring up about a 2nd and 4. And, like I just talked about, I'll get the last name night about 3 times, since I have 3 names I'm going from. But when you think about the Steiner math, usually you got a 33 and 1/3 chance of getting it right. But just because I'm using all 3 names, I got a 66 and 2/3 chance of getting it right. So my 66 and 2/3 chance outweighs your 33 and 1/3 chance by giving me a 100% chance to have it right.
I like the math. I don't know. I'm going to have to check that one and make sure that's the correct one. But a big 3rd and 2 is, I know that 2 yards, that's all you need if you're Empire. Keep this drive going. Let's get 2 yards here. As we got a flag on the play. And it looks like it's in the area of offsides for Ironwood Ridge. So if that's the case, it may be a first down for Empire. As the rest are going to discuss this one.
A lot of momentum I'm seeing right here in the Empire drive. They've got to keep it going here. Can't let up too early right now. Having a great drive. They got to finish it off with 6 right now.
Give the Empire Ravens a first down at the Nighthawks 28-yard line.
Huge penalty there. It's going to bring up 1st and 10 for Empire. I think you got to go back to Fuangunye here. He's been the guy all night on this drive.
Yes, and I think they're going to go for a little play right there. And I would want Martinez to sit there and Duncan to make that pass. You have the receiver, a quick slant out. Either way it goes, you don't get that much time. Get the open receiver, allow your playmakers to make a play for you.
And we definitely saw him outside there. And then over the top 2 one-on-one was number 1, Nicholas Bejarano. We saw him one-on-one. He beat his guy inside. But a great job of the defensive pressure to flush him out of the pocket right. We saw something similar to that last Sunday when the Bills flushed Kyler Murray out of the pocket to the left, and they had a wide-open Marvin Harrison on the right side of the field.
Yes.
Again, a great job defensive there because they had the big play there. As you're going to see him, another pitch and catch down here to number 1. They're going to give it to Bejarano. He's going to take it up to about the 25-yard line. It's going to bring up about a 3rd and 5 here. Big down here. And, Daniel, I'll ask you, if you don't get it here, are you in 4th down situation where you go for it here?
Oh, absolutely. You know, you're already 4 touchdowns behind. You're coming up onto the midway of the second quarter. You need the points, and I don't think 3 is going to be enough. So you are definitely in 4th down territory.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 here. Botch snap again. We've seen this be a problem all day for them. As Duncan's going to take it up to about the 27, 26-yard line. It's going to bring up a 4th and short. And what do you do here if you're Empire? Personally, for me, it's the second quarter. I know you're down 29-0, but I think this is a scenario where you have to go for it. You can't take your points here. Sure, you could. It wouldn't hurt, but you got to get back as much points as you can when you have the ball in your hands.
And I'm looking for something on the outside as a receiver, something quick and out. Make sure you get across the sticks to get a 1st down. They've been covering that middle all night for Ironwood Ridge, so I know something quick and out is what I'm looking for.
Fangunier motioned out to the left, but there's going to be a penalty on the play. It's going to be a false start. And now it's going to be a 4th and 10. What do you do here, Daniel? I think now you have to take your field goal attempt. I mean, any chance at points in the first half, something to lean back on. 4th and short there, you try it. I think right now, though, you got to capitalize this drive with points and, go back to that sideline confident that you're going to get some points.
I think the big question is, do you have a kicker with a big enough leg? This is still high school football. It doesn't happen a lot to have a kicker who can hit 40-plus yards, as you're going to see the offense stay out there.
That is true. Fangunier motions out to the right. They're going to give it to Fangunier. He's going to break it outside, and just an interesting play call on 4th and long there, as it's going to bring up a turnover on downs there. And it's going to be a Nighthawks ball.
And as you see, Fangunier goes in motion over to our right side, but that was going to be the play that they were going to call the before the penalty, and that would have been enough for a Ravens 1st down. It wasn't a 10-yard play.
I think, at 5 yards, it's a great play. At 10 yards, I would have liked to have seen them motion him out, see if they can get a linebacker or safety to motion over and cover on that and get something over the top or over the middle and attack that. But unfortunately, they didn't. It's going to bring up a 1st down and 10 for the Ironwood Ridge Nighthawks. And they're in business for the first time, backed up on their side of the field this far, as they're going to start at about the 27-yard line. Late substitution by Hunter Rehrman here. He's going to line up at the top of your screen outside. Martinez, the quarterback. The give is up the middle. Nice hole, but it's going to be stopped down by number 33, Bryson Seedall. Thank you for having a name I can read.
Excuse me, that would be number 32. That was my fault.
Sebastian Serrano. Still, I can read that. I'm getting better.
And you know what? Interesting to see these last 2 drives. You haven't seen Isaac Hyde in the lineup. You had Serrano and also Seedall in the backfield for Ironwood Ridge. So something definitely to look at.
Might attack Julian Santa Cruz here as Kroner's one-on-one with them. Martinez is going to roll out the pocket. Going to see him move. As he gets a nice gain there. He's going to bring up about a 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, possibly on the depending of the ball placement. Besides the interception, though, it doesn't seem like it's lackluster to him at all. He seems calm and collective, and he flushed it away, and that's all you can really ask for in a quarterback. And we see so many times a lot of guys dwell on turnovers, interceptions, and fumbles, and it really comes back and hurts them later in the game or throughout the course of a game.
No, absolutely. Martinez has definitely been composed, has 2 interceptions here in the first half, but still being able to help his team move the ball up and down the field. I'm just interested to see, are they going to allow him to go deep yet again?
3rd and 1 here. They bring the blitz. Blitz is picked up. Fires. Kroner over the middle. Just missed him. He had green grass in front of him.
And if you're Ironwood Ridge, 4th and 2, you've been able to get those short yardages. Are you going to go for it here, or are you going to just punt it back to Empire.
I think you got to punt it here. You don't want to do anything silly and go for it here because if you don't get it, you're setting Empire right back up where they left off their last possession. And we saw that they were able to go about 48 yards before they got stopped. And when you look at the ball position that they're at right now, that would be a touchdown. So I think you got to punt here, but I don't mind the 4th down call. You've been able to kill them offensively with the run game all night, so why not?
And they're going to decide to go with it with Hyde. And just bulldozing his way for that 1st down.
He's been the man all day. I don't mind the call to go to him there. You're going to see him take it through the left, right off the guard's hip. Nice enough for a 1st down, and that moves the chains, and they're back in business now.
You know what, but I love the call for Ironwood Ridge. Allow Empire to make the stops. They've gotten a couple of turnovers, haven't been able to put up any points off of it. So you know what, I'm in that same situation going for it on the 4th and short.
Gibbs going to be to Hyde again, and he's going to be wrapped up in the backfield. Won't be denied. He's somehow going to get a yard out of that. You might look at that as a big play for the Empire defense, but Isaac Hyde just will not be denied offensively of his yards.
And even if it's 1 yard, 2 yards on the play, he's still making something out of nothing. They had him wrapped up in the backfield. Looked like a win for Empire, but unfortunately that second effort from Hyde allowed them to get 2 yards on the play.
Going to stack it really down low here. Might be something going to the right side of the field here or one of those draws. Again, you see the offset tight end here, Daniel.
And you called it right there with the quarterback keeper.
And he's got green grass. He breaks it through. Going the other way. And he's now on the Empire side of the field. Let's take a look at that again, Daniel.
And you had the offsetting tight end as you called it. It's just another little read and react from the quarterback as he's going to sell the handoff and just take it to the right side for a big open hole on the play.
I think Empire's got to start keying defensively on that offset tight end when they're on the short side of the field. It's been that sweep across with the QB read right there every time. They've got to key up on that.
And especially when you see it, they mostly come out with this trip set with the running back, on the weaker side. And that's been open. Oh.
Did he have possession? He might have maintained possession in that play.
Let's see what the call is here. I thought he didn't have possession coming. He was fumbling the ball on that play, but we'll see what the referees have to say on it.
And they're going to call that a turnover as that's going to be a fumble by the Ironwood Ridge Nighthawks. I think he just got 2 feet down, and I think he did make a ball movement, and that's where he lost the ball was the ball movement play. So, again, a big break for the Empire Ravens. They got to score here before halftime. They do get the ball after second half, so, this is one of the things we talked about. You score here, and then you get another 7. That's 14. You're right back in this game.
And I think this has been the Achilles heel for Ironwood Ridge is the turnovers. 3 turnovers here in the first half, and you're allowing a team who is pretty much on the – and as I say that, you're going to see Cleving pick up another big play in the backfield as his pursuit has just been unmatched here today. As he's going to come right off the edge. You see it unblocked and be able to bring down Gonkra in the backfield. But as I was saying, you do not want to allow a team who is not being able to put up any points to stay in a ball game like this. 3 turnovers, you got to take care of the ball a little bit if you're Ironwood Ridge.
Play action to Gukra. Oh, that's going to be a penalty. It's going to be a face mask. Let's just make sure and hope that Duncan's okay. That looked like a nasty face mask there. Pulled it right across.
And it looks like he's
still down. We're going to take a quick break for an injury timeout here.
What's going on, everybody? Daniel Guevara here from the Varsity Breakdown. And with football season upon us, I just wanted to jump on and introduce a new segment that we have going on this year called Top 10 Tuesdays, where we're going to be highlighting the top 10 plays of every week. If you're interested in submitting one of your plays, please send them to the varsitybreakdown21@gmail.com and make sure you include your name, your school, your position, and your graduation year. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday on our YouTube channel at SoAZVB Network and find out which plays made our list.
We're going to welcome back you in here to the Varsity Breakdown Game of the Week. And a couple of minutes ago, unfortunately, we saw a very serious injury to quarterback for the Empire Hawks, Bryson Duncan. And we're not going to show it for obvious reasons. We pray that he's okay. But we'll bring it over here to you, Daniel. What have you seen so far in this game from both teams?
I see two teams battling it out. It's just unfortunate. You've seen Baba coming off the edge, trying to make a play. Just unfortunately, where he reached, got the face mask, and it just kind of like pulled the neck of Duncan. And, the things you don't want to see in a game. You want to be able to see people get up, get ready for the next play, and, of course, be able to walk off on their own power. I think here tonight it's definitely even though the game is pretty one-sided, I know it's scary for both sides, especially what you see in the game of football. These are the things that you don't want to see from anybody.
Yeah, it's a part of the game. It's an unfortunate part of the game. Just want to make it clear, though, to anybody, that was nothing intentional there. It's not a dirty play. Unfortunately, he just caught his fingers in his face mask and pulled him down the wrong way. Nothing was intentional, I believe. We pray that he's okay. He's still on the ground here. And, we see it so many times again. They're trying to protect the game as much as they can. They've implemented in the NFL, and they're going to start doing it in college soon, skull cap helmets with protective padding on it to stop concussions. And, we even saw last night a concussion, Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah.
And, it's just one of those things where you have to start, and, we're obviously shifting to talking about the NFL for a second just, because of the situation going on right now. But I do want to bring up that, at some point you have to think, families first. And I think that for Tua Tagovailoa, it might be time to retire and hang it up. You understand that he wants to play, but for the concern of people around them, and this is his fourth concussion in 3 years, and it's something very serious. Concussions are a very serious thing in our game.
No, and it's something that it happens not only in the game of football, but in sports all across the world, and it's just unfortunate that it's happened so much in the game of football. As much as people love playing it and want to be able to give their best, this is some of the things that you risk. I do know, even last week talking to one of the Sunnyside coaches is I think a kid had a real serious neck injury, and so those are the things that happen in this game. No matter what people try to do to kind of clean it up, especially the way we're able to wrap up, we're able to hit. It's just happens when you least expect it. And, I hope Duncan is able to walk off from this and be able to, I don't think he's going to be able to come back into the game tonight, but be able to play games going forward. And I just hope it's not going to be able to delay a game, as it looks like it may be a little bit more serious than we initially expected.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we just saw them throw the X up. It's a very serious injury, and, still on the ground. But, yeah, you talked about it. It's, we're in a spot right now where trying to defer away from that. But, speaking on concussion and stuff, there's a point where you got to sit down and think that there's football and then there's family. And I think that right now is a time where fans of football on both sides are coming together right now and just hoping that this kid's okay. And even in the NFL, there's lots of serious injuries that we see, and, you talked about it best. It's a very serious game. Injuries are a part of it, and we hope he's okay.
No, definitely. And I think that, you see both sides coming together, saying a prayer with their respective sidelines, just hoping for the best for Duncan. And at the end of the day, it's just one big family. the competitive nature is there. Rivalries are there, but at the end of the day, football is a family sport. As far as the players, the coaches, everybody comes together, and they all just want one goal: to help these kids succeed and allow them to go to the next level. But I think right now, we just see how long of a delay this is going to be, because, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The game will play itself out, but our players are our top priority here. So, we're going to take another little break in the action. We'll be back once play is ready.
And then just a quick update for everyone. We're not going to show the screen right now, but an ambulance is here and a stretcher is being carted onto the field right now for Duncan. Duncan is going to be carted off the field here. And that's the only update we have for you right now.
What's going on, everybody? Daniel Guevara here from the Varsity Breakdown. And with football season upon us, I just wanted to jump on and introduce a new segment that we have going on this year called Top 10 Tuesdays, where we're going to be highlighting the top 10 plays of every week. If you're interested in submitting one of your plays, please send them to the Varsity Breakdown 21 at gmail.com and make sure you include your name, your school, your position, and your graduation year. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday on our YouTube channel at SoAZVB Network and find out which plays made our list. What's going on, everybody? Daniel Guevara here from the Varsity Breakdown. And with football season upon us, I just wanted to jump on and introduce a new segment.
And we're going to bring you back in here now as Bryson Duncan is being stretchered off of the field. And we hope to get an update about that as soon as we can for you. But 3:11 left to play in the second half here, in the second quarter here until halftime. And now looks like warming up for Empire is going to have to be the backup Chase Cutman Gamboa, the junior. And, you know, it looks like that this is shaped up to be his team next year at the quarterback helm. So I guess An early start for him there. Not the way you obviously want it to start with a guy like that going down to an injury like that, but things happen. And we know God has selected this to happen to this young man, but I believe it is all for a reason. And I do believe that the young man will be okay. We are praying for him as here comes umpire now.
And I'm surprised they're actually going right back to the game. I thought they would have gave the teams a few minutes to warm up, but we will be going right back into the action.
And we're going to get our first look here at the backup Chase Cutman-Gamboa. It's going to be a give right away. You can see a little out of reach pass there, even though he's going to catch and break it free. For a first down, you're going to see still trying to get warm there, as you can see there in the first play. A little high pass, but it is going to be picked up by Nicholas Bejarano. And now I'm thinking, if you're umpire, you're playing this game for your quarterback, Duncan, man.
Yeah,
now
absolutely.
You've got something to play for. And it doesn't matter the score at this point now. You're going out there and you're giving it everything you got for him.
And then you have a quarterback, coming in fresh, not really something that anybody studied for in this. And we've seen quarterbacks or not anybody come in at any position and come in and shine in the absence of a player. I think I know if I am Gamboa here, I'm just going out and trying to do what I can to help my team succeed.
We're going to see Gamboa give another snap to the outside. There's going to be caught. And he's going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage there. Another big play there by number 6, Aiden Norris. Been a playmaker all day. And another injury for Empire now. Number 12, Braden Kramer, the freshman. And we talked about him being one of their highlight playmakers, as now he is down with an injury. And we hope he is okay.
Just not the things you want to see, especially 2 to 3 plays right after you see, your leader on offense be stretchered out here. One of your best receivers, freshman Braden Kramer, going down with an injury, and it's just not what you want for a 2-0 team like Empire, who is looking to compete in this 4A Gila, as you see him pop right back up. So great things to see there. But, if you're Empire, you're just trying to gain some kind of momentum here to end the half, and hopefully, no more of your players go down before this half ends.
Yeah, you want to get out of this game healthy as well. It's only week 3 for a lot of teams, week 4 for some teams. And it's still early in the year, and you don't want to go down with so many injuries.
Especially in that 4A Gila, you just saw, at the beginning of the game what that region looks like. And there's not going to be very many teams that make the playoffs from that region. So winning that region is the big deal. It is their championship. And to have that honor, I know Empire would really love that.
It's going to be a sweep in the motion. Cuts it back outside. He's going to wait. Cuts back around. Goes around all the other way. Cuts back all the way around to the right. Still dancing. Still looking for something. He's eventually going to be driven for what's going to be about a 5 to 6 yard gain. That's Manga SA on the play there.
And, he ran about a good 40 yards of field just to pick up about 5 or 6. But those are the things that you kind of need. You just need somebody to give your offense a spark. And, it's going to bring up a third and about 3 yards. But that's definitely something that can keep going, especially if you don't give up on the play.
100%, as you're going to see right here, running backs going to line up right behind Cutman-Gamboa. Takes the snap, gives it to his running back. Wangunye is going to take it to the outside, cuts it up. It's going to be short for about a first down here. 4th and short, and Empire's going to take a timeout and talk this one over. They are going to go for it, and they want to get the right play here.
Close to first down, but short. 4th down and 1.
What are you calling here? Dive with the middle, something outside, or are you catching them with a play action and something short?
I think I'm just going to do a quarterback sneak. You know what? Line up Fungunye right behind your quarterback and help them get a little bit of what we know as the Philly tush push and help them get over that few inches that they need for that first down. I think that Fungunye hasn't been able to run between the tackles too much tonight, so don't want to make it overly complicated if I'm Empire here.
Yeah, I personally would go with a play-action little dump here. We know, and the reason I say that is you got a backup quarterback in there, and we saw early the botch snaps in 3rd down with the center. When we saw earlier Duncan go under center. And I think with just a younger quarterback out there right now in this first game right now, I think you got to go with a little play action. And,
or
they're
maybe
going to
a
bring
quarterback boot.
a boot. They're going to bring the pressure, and, a big play can come out of this. And it's going to be a give, and a fumble on the play is the give, and it's going to be a turnover on downs. Ironwood Ridge's ball with just 59.8 seconds left to play.
And I got to ask, if you're Ironwood Ridge here, are you trying to put up another touchdown going into the half?
I think you're just taking this to half, keeping your guys healthy till halftime right now. You've seen 2 injuries now. You don't want to see that for your team. You're up 29-0 with 58 seconds to go in this half. I think you're just taking this one to half right now and kneeling it down. Maybe a little run, see if we can get something out of it, but that's about it. They are going to come in with Hyde in the backfield, Martinez.
And you called about that offsetting tight end there. Let's see.
They're going to motion him out.
Oh, little screen.
Gets about 6 yards in the carry. He's going to bring up a 2nd and 5 with just about 48 seconds left to go. They're in no hurry here. I think they're just going to let this one go to half. Run 1 more play, maybe 2 if you can get it.
Trips right.
Martinez rolls out. Fires. Caught over the middle. Going to be short for a 3rd and 1. And it looks like Empire
is going to take timeout.
So it shows that the obviously are still wanting to win this game. They're not content with having this go to halftime. They want to get points. And I think from up here, I love that decision. I love that. You got to get reps for your quarterback right now, so in the second half he's a little fresh at least, ready to go.
And you know what? You've seen the ability between Martinez and Kroner and them being able to stretch the field. I think Martinez has just overshot his receiver a couple of times. That could have been walk-in touchdowns here. So look for them to probably go deep, get their team in a great field position. They still have 1 timeout here with 25.4 seconds. So I think if you are Ironwood Ridge, you took that timeout for a reason. Why not go for the home run play right here?
Yeah. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short here. Hyde's going to line up to the right of Martinez. Empire shows pressure but backs off. Fires to the outside. It's caught by Craner. And he's going to just have enough for a 1st down with 17 seconds to go. And now Ironwood Ridge is going to call a timeout here, as they're going to try to score now. And I think you're trying to get in field goal range here. Something outside, try to get in field goal range. It
looks like they're keeping, they're just going to spike the ball there, so they still do have the 1 timeout left with 10.4.
I think you're trying something within the 40 to 30-yard line here. Get it over the middle, get on the ball and spike it. Try a long field goal. We saw earlier in warm-ups their kicker was booting it pretty deep.
Yeah, I think you're going to take whatever you can get here. I'm expecting if you can get it across the middle, or unless you have that one-on-one here kind of nearest us on the Ironwood Ridge sideline.
To the outside to Hyde. Nice grab with about 6.4 seconds left on the clock. Just outside of midfield, maybe one more play, and why not try and send the field goal unit out there for what right now would be.
But are you surprised that they are going with a lot of the shorter routes rather than trying to throw it deeper?
I'm not. They're trying to get as close as they can, and I think that they're going to give their kicker a real chance at a deep field goal here, and why not try it? As you're going to see right here, Martinez gets a lot of yards there.
Oh, and he just got out of bounds. Let's see if they give it to him. I thought I saw about 0.1, 0.2 left on the clock here.
There definitely was time on the clock, and they're going to call this just at halftime. Definitely would have been around a 65-yard field goal attempt regardless there. And the score at halftime is going to be 29-0. Nighthawks over the Ravens.
Welcome into another episode of Top 10 Tuesdays. Another week is wrapped up here across the state of Arizona with some amazing games taking place in week 2. So here are the top 10 plays that were submitted to us for this week. Kicking things off at number 10, we have Braden rushing out of ALA Anthem South. You're going to see the quarterback drop back and find the open receiver as he's going to take it in for a touchdown and a Titans victory. At number 9, we have Ethan Christensen out of Snowflake. You're going to see the defensive end as he's going to over pursue on the play, but he doesn't give up as he's going to track down the quarterback for a strip sack as Snowflake recovers the ball. At number 8, we have Marcus Dorsey out of ALA Ironwood. You're going to see the Gilbert Christian quarterback drop back, and Dorsey is just going to pick it off for a 75-yard touchdown interception as he will go in untouched for the Warriors. At number 7, we have Sebastian Castro out of Rio Rico, and you're going to see him go under center as he's going to blow past the defenders for a quarterback sneak touchdown. At number 6, we have Cameron Armstrong out of Casa Grande, and you're going to see the kick returner receive the ball on the 2-yard line, and he's going to make one defender miss as he's going to take it down the sideline and allow his blockers to get out in front of him before he makes one move, and he's off to the races as no one will catch him, and he takes it in for a 98-yard touchdown. Let's keep things with the special teams. At number 5, we have Braden Brown out of Vista Grande, and you're going to see him receive the punt return at the 45-yard line, and he's going to make one guy miss and then take it down the sideline where nobody is going to be able to bring him down. A punt return for Braden Brown. At number 4, we have Avion Williams out of Casa Grande, and you're going to see the 6'7" tight end go up and grab the ball, and he's going to make multiple defenders miss on this play as he cannot be brought down. A man amongst boys before finally being drugged down about the 10-yard line. At number 3, we have Jalen Brooks out of Poston Butte. And you're going to see Brooks receive the handoff, get a good block right out of the gate, make one guy miss, and put on a spin move before it's off to the races as nobody is going to catch Brooks, and he's going to take it in for a 92-yard touchdown. At number 2, we have Logan Stenson back again out of Florence. You're going to see the quarterback drop back, and he's going to give pressure off the side, and he's going to make something out of nothing as he's going to make multiple defenders miss before he takes it all the way for an 80-yard rushing touchdown. And the number 1 play goes to Xavier Fernandez from Morenci, as you're going to see his quarterback drop back and throw him up a bomb between 2 defenders as it's deflected, and he somehow comes down with the ball. Let's take a look at it again. As you're going to see 2 defenders come in front, one deflects the ball, and the concentration to come down with it. What a play by Fernandez. And that's going to do it for us for this week's episode. The offense finally took the number 1 spot this week. Can they do it in week 3? You'll have to tune in next week to find out on Top 10 Tuesdays.
13, Higley 13.
And we are back for the halftime report just before the kickoff of the second half here. Want to go over a couple of games in the AIA football that are going on right now. But before we get to that, Daniel, what do you need to see second half from both teams out here?
Oh, for both teams, I think if you're Ironwood Ridge, slow things down, take care of the football. You already have 3 turnovers here in the first half, 2 through the air, 1 on the ground. And so you don't want to give any hope for Empire to stay in this ball game. You know, if they get over 42 points, they're going to start turning on the accelerated clock where it's just continuous. So you want to get to that point, not get any of your players injured along the way, and leave here healthy with a healthy victory as well.
Couldn't have said it any better. And just a quick update on scores around the league right now. Eastmark is handing it to Mesquite 38-0 right now. That game. Gila River Bowl, Florence 21, Santan Foothills 7. That game's in the third quarter right now as well. Cienega's down 13-0 right now.
Wow, to Tucson High, huh?
Yep.
Okay. So
Dobson is down 7-8 against Central. Buena 35-7. They're handing it right now. Campo Verde and Post and Butte, we don't have a score update on that yet. Sunny Slopes up 21-7 over Willow Canyon. And then Seton Catholic handing it to Valley Christian 27-0. I think that was a big shocker to everybody.
That's definitely one of the biggest shockers of the week for sure. And that just tells me maybe Seton Catholic is not the team that we knew about last year. They are definitely improved. I believe Ironwood Ridge only beat them by 8 points, if we're not mistaken.
Yeah, and, you know, there's a lot of underrated teams this year, and they're making a name for themselves. But another big game that was talked about was Vista Grande going to California to play St. Joseph's. And Vista Grande's up right now 18-17 at that game at halftime.
Good.
And they are having a heck of a game right now out there. Apache Junction, we all picked to upset Barry Goldwater. They're down 24-20 right now. That game is at halftime as well, so a lot of high-scoring games there. Another big one, we've got Shadow Mountain 6, Mountain View 14. That's, again, another big game right there.
And if you're, if you're a team like Mountain View, picking up that win against Gilbert, we know what Horizon's about. And then you also would be a big win against Sunrise Mountain, and they would kind of be a front runner for a team to sneak into the playoffs this year.
Yeah, 100%. Another big game, number 5 ranked Higley against number 14 Morena, 13. That's all tied up at halftime.
Oh,
again, that's another one of those big games of the week that we talked about. And just going down the list, Santa Cruz Valley 14-7. We were just told that they actually just got another touchdown, and they got a 2-point. They're up 22-7 over Bisbee. Combs taking it to Coolidge, 57-0 right now in the fourth quarter. And then rounding out our games that we've covered, Gilbert Christian's up 23-0 over Kingman. That's a big one right over there. Rio Rico has scored and is taking the lead over Nogales 14-7 now. Chrisman is up 20-17 against Gila Ridge at the half, and I can confirm that Chrisman has a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and a 90-yard kick return for a touchdown in the first quarter.
All right, maybe some candidates for Top 10 Tuesday this week, but some great games going on around the state of Arizona on Friday night. We talked about it. You know, every week you never know what to expect from any of these teams, especially I think one of the biggest surprises, too, Tucson High leading Cienega and not allowing a touchdown yet. That is a big surprise for me, especially for the loss that Tucson took last week to Marana.
Yeah, we talked about it. There's so many teams out there that if you let them hang on, they'll stay in the game and they'll beat you. And I think Tucson High right now hanging on with Cienega, and they actually have the lead. So that's one of those things where switch those names. We're all good. Don't worry. But I think it's one of those things we talked about where you let some of these teams hang on. And, you know, Tucson Magnet's not a bad team. And you look at the region that they play in, this is one of the biggest games for them. You know, the non-region games. And I talked about this in the preseason rankings and in the preseason predictions is that these teams have to be willing to be able to win their non-conference games if they're going to be able to be contenders in their region. And I think that that's a big game for Tucson High. But let's also talk about Nogales and Rio Rico, 14-7, a game where a lot of people thought Rio Rico was going to kind of take pretty handedly. It's a 7-point game.
Oh, you know what? Hey, that shows me that teams are willing to fight. You know, Nogales has been a team that has been struggling the past few years, and it only takes that one game to bring a little bit of life to a team. You saw that last night with the ALA Anthem South. They knocked off Catalina and then won last night against Santa Rita. So 2 wins in a row for a program that hadn't had a win at the varsity level. level. And it just brings that culture, that ability that, hey, you know what? If we work hard enough, we can compete and we can possibly even upset some teams this year.
And then the last two games we'll talk about here just before we get underway with the second half. We'll start with Chrisman and Gila Ridge. Chrisman up 20-17, and you might be thinking, "Wow, Chrisman up big," but actually, I looked at the sheet. Chrisman was up 20-7, I believe, and it's now 20-17. Again.
So you know what? But let's talk about that defense of Chrisman. The last 2 weeks played some great 3A South competition in Sabino and Thatcher and held them to under 3 touchdowns in that game. Granted, their offense didn't score, but could it be a turn of the tides when it comes to that Chrisman's defense and maybe allowing them to be more competitive this year?
Yeah, you're right. And then we'll quickly end it off with the Gila River Bowl. Florence is up 21-7, and earlier in the game at halftime it was 14-7. We've kind of gotten the notion that Florence starts very slow in a lot of their games, and we know what Santan is after seeing them play. What are your thoughts on that?
You know what? It's going to be about the offense of Santan Valley, or excuse me, Santan Foothills and Florence's defense. You know what? If Florence can hold that offense, I think they're going to be in the driver's seat. But if you allow Santan Foothills an opportunity, they may be able to keep things close for a while.
A lot of great talk there about the scores around the league, and we'll see how those games end up, as a lot of those games are starting off the second half, and we are getting ready to start off the second half here. Quick reminder, the third quarter is about to start. It is 29-0, and Ironwood Ridge is getting the ball to start. It's going to be picked up by Croner. He's going to take it from the 20. Cuts it outside, and he will be down to about around the 26, 27-yard line. So Martinez coming out to start the second half. What would you like to see here?
Like I said, I just want them to be able to take care of the football here. You have everything in full control right now. Now it's the opportunity to kind of put Empire away by having one great long drive and taking some time off the clock. What about yourself?
Yeah, I think I just want to see a lot of disciplined football, smart decisions from Martinez. He's had a great game, minus the 2 interceptions. Definitely one of his better games of the season. And he is going to start in the shotgun with Hyde to his left. Hyde's going to take it to the left. Cuts it up through off the tackle. Going to be good for about a 5-yard gain. And I think you're going to see a lot more now in the second half. Ironwood is going to work a lot on their formations and plays and see what can work. I think they're pretty comfortable with the lead they got right now. I think they're going to try to mix it up and try a lot of new things.
And I think one of the things you'll see is a lot of that trips, to take away from Empire stacking the box. I'm sure that they know, a lot of this is going to come through the backfield between Hyde and Martinez. But it's hard to stop when you have to guard 3 great receivers. As I say that, Martinez goes for a long run on the play.
And, yeah, let's take a look at that again, Daniel. And you broke down pretty perfect right here. You're going to see right here, these 2 guards go across. QB read option, he's been killing them with it all night long. It was a great call right there. And, I think we kind of all expected that was coming.
Yeah, and I think one of the ones is I'm interested to see is, are they going to allow Martinez to get some kind of rhythm through the air? Because we've seen him overthrow a lot of receivers tonight, had a couple of interceptions in the first half. So you need to build on something going into next week as well, especially in the pass game.
And that's going to be, just as you said, nice pass to the outside route to Matthew Croner again there, been a safety target. And I want to bring this up real quickly. We see Martinez rush all night long. He's only got 80 rushing yards on the season, averaging about 40 a game. And I think it's safe to say tonight he's at, if not over, 100 yards rushing. So, his leg attack and his leg game, he's now realizing he can utilize and be so much more effective as a quarterback. And I think that it's really helped him this game.
No, definitely. And I think once he's able to limit the interceptions in the game, you're just going to see his numbers continue to grow throughout the season, both in the air and on the ground. Because with him and Hyde, that 1-2 punch there in the backfield, it's going to be tough to stop if they get things going and they get the turnovers under control.
Hyde going to be stopped for just about a gain of 1 or 2 yards there. And yeah, you talk about it so much. When a quarterback starts to learn their weapons as a player, it helps them exploit so much on a defense. And we've seen a lot of times in the NFL and college football where a player might not have the strongest arm, but their leg game helps them so much. Perfect example is Lamar Jackson. He's not going to throw the farthest. Sure, he can, but his leg game is what helps him be such a dynamic quarterback.
No, absolutely. And as I said that, we're going to get a flag on the play.
Yeah, I think number 1, Nicholas Bejarano, lined up offsides there, coming up the press on the inside slot. And that is going to be the call.
And just like you're saying that, I think what makes a great team is when they're able to adjust to what suits their offense. You know, you talked about a player like Lamar Jackson. Coach Harbaugh is going to be out there, and he's going to adjust to the skill set of Lamar Jackson, just like I think Coach Scott is going to do here, where he's going to be able to notice that Martinez does really well with that read option, those quarterback keeps to gain that first down.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it better. And adjusting is so important in the league nowadays. We see it so many times. It's so hard for a lot of guys to be able to do. And guys like Jonathan Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh, all those kind of coaches are just so smart and able to adapt. And I think that's what makes great football teams. You don't need to have the best roster necessarily, but having a great coach is always a plus. As you're going to see right now, Martinez comes into the shotgun, high to the left of him.
Oh, nice hard count. Got him to jump.
And he's going to get him to jump, and they will get the flag call on that. So a very disciplined drive coming up here for Ironwood Ridge. And we talked about it, trying stuff. I think that's the first hard count they've tried all night, and nobody jumped. I think it's an A+ in their book.
No, definitely, and you're already used over 3 minutes on this drive alone. So I think if you are able to take a few more minutes off the clock, kind of get the Empire defense tired, they've proven on offense that they're not able to sustain long drives, then you kind of pretty much got them in the driver's seat where you're going to be able to take control of this third quarter.
100%. It's going to bring up a 1st and 10 now after the jumped off sides by the Empire Ravens. Bottom of your screen here, going to have number 3, Hunter Ehrman. Fires to Kroner, who gets a nice grab for about 6-7 yards. He's got about 10 grabs in the day today. He's been an X factor for him. We talked about it. And he's been tackled on that play by number 4, Manga Esse.
And I think when you look at Kroner, slot receivers are becoming a big factor in the game of football nowadays. If you have a guy who can do the little things inside the numbers, it's going to help spread the ball out a little bit more to go downfield.
Martinez takes a snap, fires it back to his running back out of the backfield on a wheel route. Going to be a gain for about 2 yards, 3 yards, but that's good enough to move the chains. Just nice little pitch and catch, and I mean, it's safe to say that Martinez really found his groove in this game after that interception he threw to Kroner back in the first half. What would you say is the biggest takeaway for Martinez right now from what you've seen this game?
Oh, you know what? It has to be the ability to run the ball. You know, he's definitely giving Empire some fits right there with that read option. And then also how quickly he's getting the ball out. We talked about that with Duncan before his injury. Is get that ball out quick, make an opportunity for your offense, and allow your playmakers to do something. And he's putting the ball in Kroner's hands and Hyde's hands quickly and allowing them to make a play for him.
Martinez is going to be tackled there. Just gets back to about the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1. It's going to bring up about a 2nd and 10 here with 7:07 left to play in the third quarter. Nighthawks leading the Ravens 29-0. Empire sticking with the 4-man front right now. Hyde lines up to the right of Martinez.
That trips, you're probably going to see that read option again, or if not, he's going to roll out.
Nice grab out of the outside. He's still going, won't be denied. Huge play right there for number 41, Justice Maddox. That's going to be his first grab of the day. And now you're spacing the ball out to all your receivers, getting even your tight ends involved. It's one of the most important things you can do is getting everybody involved, everybody on the same page. And, I talked about that before. For Empire, a lot of their receivers, 4 grabs, 3 grabs, 2 grabs, 5 grabs, spacing the ball out. And Ironwood Ridge doing that this drive. And they are threatening to scores. They're in the red zone once again. Martinez in the gun. Hyde to the left of him. Keeps by Martinez. He's going to run up the middle. He's going to just be short of a first down.
The keeper, close to a first down.
Might be a first down. Let's see if they give it to him. It looks like he's going to be just short, though.
And that's
Going to bring up a 4th and 1. So I think right now this is the biggest play of the game for Empire.
Oh, they're going to give him the first.
And they wow. I personally thought he was short there. I thought he just was down and short of it. But I'm not on the field. I don't make the call. And it looks like the Nighthawks are going to call a timeout here. I think that's a very bad ball placement. But, again, I can't see. Personally, I thought it would have been 4th and short. They're going to give him the first down here. So it'll be 1st and goal at about the 5. And, yeah, you know, this drive, we've seen Martinez really, this game has been his breakout game, I think.
Yeah.
And we know what Hyde and Kroner can do, but we talked in the beginning of the game of both quarterbacks that had struggling starts to the season. We still have no update on Duncan, of course. If we do get an update, we will notify you. But I think for Martinez, yeah, he's had 2 interceptions, but when you're watching this game, he's been more fundamentally involved doing the little things that make a big difference in a game, wouldn't you say?
No, absolutely. He is taking full course of this offense on this drive coming out of the third quarter. And like we said, you cannot shoot yourself in the foot. And I think on this drive, his Coach Scott, was probably telling him, you know what, take what you see and just take it a little at a time, as they've used up almost half of this third quarter here with 5:47 left. And he's just taking what the defense is giving him here.
Hyde lines up behind Martinez. Might be a pass here. And that's actually going to be a give to Hyde, who's going to be in for the touchdown. Nighthawks on the board again. Hyde's got another one today.
And it's just a power read. Look, he's going to get the ball off to the right side. The line opens it up, and he does the rest. They almost tripped him up.
And they're going to say that he's short. That knee was down just before. I do agree with the call there, but I think they're just going to give it right back to Hyde here and pound it out. Empire, you got to stack the box. I think you got to bring that safety down right now. And they are going to give it right to him again, and he's going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage for a 3rd and 1.
That's a big play if you're Empire, you know, being able to stack the box. Now right here, if I'm Ironwood Ridge, I'm looking for that naked bootleg. You're going to fake it down to Hyde, have probably Martinez roll out, or if not, maybe have a little tight end and a little dink and dunk for this 1 yard.
Yeah, you need 1 yard here. Martinez has been your best rusher all night. I think it's arguably to say, though, that it's Hyde. I think you just line up everybody to the left. You offset your tight end, have Hyde go to the right to bring that safety over, and you just power it with Martinez all the way outside. You've got 3 blockers out there. And Hyde's going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up a 4th and 1.
So a little life right there from the Ravens. And this is huge if you're Empire here and you can have a goal line stand. Now, if you're Ironwood Ridge, are you going to send out the field goal unit just to put up 3, or are you going to go and try to extend that lead by 6?
I think you take your 3 here. You got to get your kicker involved, you know, a whole week of preparation. You want to get reps for your players. It's all about reps right now, so that you get the reps now so that you don't need them in the playoffs. And I think that this is obviously, Ironwood are just proven that if they can play at this level, they're going to be a playoff team this year. I think it's safe to say that, as there is an injured Empire Raven on the field. But I think it's safe to say they're going to be a playoff team. And I think that right now it's important to get your kicker some reps. Even if it's a short field goal attempt, a PAT, anything like that, it's good to get your players involved and see how they do in game situations. So I think right now I would take the field goal. But at the same time, they might try, something, a different play, see if it's a goal line play that they haven't used, see if it works.
And for me, I think you go for it on this 4th down. It's 4th in about a yard and a half here. If you get stopped at the goal line, your defense have shown that they can shut down this Empire offense, and now you're in position to possibly get a safety, or as we've seen the exchange between the quarterbacks and center, a possible turnover right there in your end zone.
Yeah, and it's technically you can practice 2 things right now. You could practice an end zone goal line play that you have in your playbook that you need to work on, and then if it doesn't work or does work, let's say it doesn't work defensively, you can practice your defensive calls and formations when you have a team backed up on their own goal line. So you can actually practice two things here, and I think that that's very important, as I do think that they are going to go for this as Martinez is going back on the field. He normally is not the placeholder, so this is going to be a two-point attempt. And you're going to see right there at the top of your screen, number 45 and number 41 are going to be in for Ironwood Ridge right here. Something we haven't seen today is you're going to see David Baba is going to actually come in and Justice Maddox. So this might be a nice big tight end personnel here. And it is going to be a give to Martinez. He goes up the middle for a touchdown on the quarterback draw.
And that's what you do here. You bring in the big guys to sit there and give you that extra push, those extra blocks, and you tell the defense, can you stop it? Martinez is so quick. All he needs is a little bit of a hole, and you see the big dogs opening up that hole for him.
Yeah, again, we talked about it right there, right? We hadn't seen that formation all game, and it's a same play, the draw, except there's no offside tight end coming over to sweep for a slide protection from your offensive line. Instead, you're putting your two fullbacks / defensive ends in there, your big guys, and you're just testing a goal line rush formation. We used to call that a buffalo formation. Extra point coming up right here. Kick is up, and it is right down the middle. A perfect 5 for 5 on the day for him with extra points. As we are just under 3 minutes and 50 seconds in the third quarter here. Bit of a quick quarter, a nice long drive there by Ironwood Ridges. For the first time in the second half, we're going to see Empire get the ball. And what are you looking for here for Empire offensively? Because I believe the game's out of reach, to say the least.
I think right now is just to develop something for next week. 35-0 right now. You had the opportunities to score on some of the turnovers. But right now it's thinking about how you're going to get back into things for your game going into next week. So I have no doubt that they're going to try to put the ball in the end zone and see what they can get. For me, I don't know if they're going to allow Gamboa to throw the ball a little bit more, get him some reps. You don't know the severity of the injury from Duncan. So giving him some experience to throw the ball a little bit, because one of the things we've seen this year is you don't want to be too one-dimensional when it comes to your offense. And I know that going into next week, they're going to want to have a little bit more of an aerial attack to offset their great running game.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better. I think right now for Empire, you just have to have a fundamentally touchdown drive. I think that they're really needing that, and they're bleeding hard from it right now from not having it. As it's going to be a return just shy of the 20. So here we go. It's going to be the first drive for Empire and Cutman Gamboa at the quarterback helm in the second half. You've had a whole half to talk it over and get with your group. And I think right now you just need to see good reps, play by play. I think it's safe to say game's most likely out of reach. Empire's going to go to 2-1. They're going to fall to 2-1. Or Empire's going to fall to 2-1, yes. Ironwood Ridge is going to go to 2-1 as well. And I think that, you just got to see fundamentally sound offense in the pass game and the run game, and no penalties here. As Gamboa there, botched communication there. He's going to be tackled all the way back at the 5-yard line. We just talked about it right there, Daniel.
No, that's the things is especially with having a quarterback who didn't get the week, to prepare for a position like this. It definitely throws off the communication, and especially with Duncan being the leader of that offense, it's a tough role to be thrown into unexpectedly.
Oh, 100%. And right there we were just talking about it, and you see firsthand running back miscommunication with the quarterback on the handoff, sets him up for now a 2nd and long. They're going to stay with a double back set here. Give is to the running back. He's going to do as much as he can, and he's just stopped shy. Back to where the drive would have started. As they've done a great job this game of stopping Fuangunye. I mean, their big X factor. They've shut him down, and this pass game has been imminent.
Yeah, and that was one of the big key factors for me coming in is were they going to be able to get that offense going? Had 99 yards of offense last year against Ironwood Ridge and weren't able to put up any points. I'm just interested to see if they'll be able to get one score before it's all said and done.
So we're going to see Cutman Gamboa come in with the same formation here on 3rd and long. Wangunye right behind him. Steps up in the pocket. rolls out, and he's going to be taken down just over the line of scrimmage. 4th and long, and it looks like they're going to send the punt unit out here.
Oh, yeah, that's probably the right call there. It's kind of like you don't want to be going for it and give Ironwood Ridge another opportunity to put up more points. So I think this is the right call if you are Empire. And we'll see what Kroner can do. He's been, the utility guy on this offense and special teams for Ironwood Ridge. I know he hasn't had the opportunity to really return a punt yet. Could this be his opportunity to maybe make a house call?
Punts up and away, and it's going to be a short one as that's going to land right off the helmet for Empire. And that's going to be a huge Ironwood Ridge bounce. I don't think I've seen anything like that before.
No.
Bounces off the Raven helmet at around the 45-yard line and bounces all the way to what is going to be down at around the 29-yard line. As umpires are discussing, I'm pretty sure that's 100% Ironwood Ridge's ball. That went off Raven.
Yeah. That was a hit off of Alan Warden, number 23 for Empire. That's where you got to see what the rules are. You've seen the Ironwood Ridge player going after it like if it hit one of his own players, but luckily he didn't touch it on that one and allowed the ball to roll as they're going to take over probably around the 32-yard line here.
Yeah, we talk about trying new things. That's definitely something new I've never seen. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
So 1st and 10 for Ironwood Ridge. And would you like to see see more substitutions for Ironwood Ridge here? You got it pretty much in the bag with 25 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter, and allow some of your younger players to get some reps for the remainder of this game.
Yes and no. I think to a certain extent, yes, it's good to get guys in reps. We just talked about that before. But at the same time, if you really want to be one of those top player teams, as we see a nice pass to number 7 out there for the Ironwood Ridge Hawks, that's going to be Colton Britt getting one. But as I said, yes, it's good to get new guys in reps, but at the same time, you're prepping for a playoff run. This is a scenario or a real game situation where you can seriously master some plays in your playbook, and that's going to be huge 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks from now when you're in a deep playoff run to early playoff run in a wild card situation or division champ. So I think that there's parts, yes, it matters, but there's also, to an extent, they'll get their plays in, but development is key, but to an extent.
Well, if you want some of your players to get reps, it's going to happen right now, as Ironwood Ridge has actually taken out Martinez and put in Hunter Riemann at quarterback now. And so we're going to see the backup quarterback be able to see what he can do under center.
Yeah, he goes from wide receiver now to the quarterback position. We called his name a bit today. Really a great sound blocker. It doesn't get talked much about. His blocking skills have been amazing today, to say the least. And now he gets reps, of course, at the quarterback position. And I think that's the most important thing, is getting reps for your backup quarterback, because we all know you're only as good as your quarterback with some teams. And I think that all in all, having a quarterback room that's together and can thrive off each other is what makes a championship team. You look at, recent college football championship winners, Super Bowl winners, those quarterback rooms are stacked and they're collected together,
Well, with Martinez and Hyde looking to finish things out on the sidelines, we got number 32 in for Ironwood Ridge, and that's going to be Sebastian Serrano. But the one big number I'm seeing out there is still number 19, Kroner, in the slot position. So could you possibly see a connection between Rehrman and Kroner here?
It's good to build connections, especially with your star wide receiver. I understand why they're keeping him out there with a lot of the subs and reserves. It makes a lot of sense right now. He's going to elevate those guys and really be a leader to them right now in the huddle. As you're going to see, he gives it to a wide open. And he drops it just as he's going to the ground there. Would have been a touchdown for Rutherman.
And you know what? You got to help your quarterback out here on this play. You see him. He makes a great move. Wide open on the play. Just can't come down with it. But if I'm Coach Scott, I might try to do this one again and give your quarterback a little boost of confidence here.
Yeah, Colton Britt just dropped it. Here's you're going to see Rutherman sits in the pocket, rolls out. He's going to take it, cuts up the middle, and he's got himself a rushing touchdown.
And I like the awareness here from QB3 as Rahman is going to roll out. He's not going to find anything and just takes it in himself, giving what the defense is giving him and takes it in 4-6 on the play.
Martinez with the rushing touchdown, and Rutherman told him he's got to do it himself as well.
And so that's going to be the 6th touchdown for Ironwood Ridge, as that's going to be your Arizona Sands Club touchdown again. So 6 times 5, that's $3,300 donated.
Yep, I was just going to mention that
to the Ironwood Ridge Club here. And you got to love that if you are Ironwood Ridge, the donations that are coming here. And then I also forgot to mention, they also have their interception booster. They also have their fumble recovery boosters as well. We'll try to get the names of those before the end of the night. So a lot of great things going on here at Ironwood Ridge just to donate certain funds to this booster club and allow for this football team to get great things for their program.
Yeah, you talked about all the money they're raising. At this point, I probably should have picked them for my money in the bank. I mean, they're cashing the check, man. Coach, putting up numbers on the board right now. A lot of money. I love it, man. I love it. And, you know, it's a great thing they're doing. And you look at it 43-0 as a blowout, but at the same time, you look at it as, hey, 43, that's a lot of money we've just raised right now. So going to a great cause.
Yeah, definitely. And just a little bit of an update, Goldwater has extended their lead against Apache Junction 38-27. Gila Ridge takes the lead against Chrisman 27-20. And Florence extends their lead as they lead now 28-7 in the Gila River Bowl. While ALA Ironwood is looking to stay undefeated as well as they lead Sierra Linda 28-7. Or 28-6, excuse me.
A lot of great games going on in the 3A Central right now.
Roadhouse kick goes through the end zone.
Florence looking like one of those teams, man, that can really take it this year. Mm-hmm. Same with ALA Ironwood. And I think, you know, with this win over Santan, we did talk at the beginning of the year about there being a 3-man race, but it's going to be hard to contend with these two teams if no one's going to be able to beat them.
I think what you're going to have to see here is you're going to have to see Santan Foothills take a victory probably against ALA Ironwood, and then ALA Ironwood knocking off Florence, and then you have that 3-team mix there. But either way, with Paradise Honors, Valley Christian not looking like the same teams from last year, it's anybody's race here in that 3A division.
100%, as you're going to see here, Cutman Gamboa's coming out for another drive. Give up the middle. Going to be about a 6-yard gain here as we are just under 8 minutes and 20 seconds in the fourth quarter.
And one of the things I love about Fuangunye right now, actually here in the second half, is he's still running hard. He's still trying to make something for this offense, and that's one of the positives you can see for Empire, is that this team is trying to put up some kind of points, and they're not giving up. Because, you know, if a team's down 43-0, we've seen it numerous times throughout the course of our coverage, that teams just wrap up and look forward to next week, but not with Empire here.
Yeah, and you're going to see another big gain right there. First down. You like to see these little plays. But, yeah, just to update you again, Santan Foothills scored a touchdown, but Florence answers right back. That's 35-13 Florence in the fourth quarter. Micah Mountain takes it to Sabino in the final, 49-0. And still, Tucson High Magnet is up 13-7 against Cienega in the fourth quarter.
It's going to go down to the wire. I know that out here in Tucson, that Southern Arizona football, it's all about bragging rights when you have those head-to-head matchups from your Tucson team. So we're going to be a good one to finish.
A nice gain outside of the left again as Fuangunye is going to take another big run. Huge gain for them there. One of their biggest plays of the night. Let's take a replay.
And this is what I've been hoping for all night, is for him to get outside of the tackles, allow his lead blockers to block for him. And he's been picking up huge gains on those type of plays. But you see the hard-nosed running from Gonkra Fuangunye here tonight. And I just can respect the guy who is still fighting hard for his team. As I really think that you may see Empire put up some points. I know Ironwood Ridge is not going to want that to happen, but the way that they're moving the ball, you might just see that.
As you're going to see, Fuangunye again takes it, makes two-man miss, and he's got a nice 5-yard gain again there. And I want to ask you now, as we get down within the final 6 to 5 minutes of this game, so far, I'd say it's safe to say that we're, for some teams, a quarter of the way through this season. Who's been your breakout team, and who has been the most surprising to you?
Let's start off with ALA Ironwood. You know, showing up, gonna improve to 4-0 this year. Definitely didn't see that coming, especially with Aiden Williams going down. I think back in game 2 or 3, their offense is being responsive in his absence, and their defense is being that ALA that Warrior defense that I saw last year. So I think that they would probably be one of my bigger surprises to be undefeated at this point in the season. And then also I would probably say, how about Marana? How about the Tigers
100%.
and how much they are being competitive, knocking off South Point, hanging with Higley here tonight? Could it be another team coming out of the 5A or even 6A to win a state championship? We talk about teams like Canyon del Oro and Sabino, you know, coming out of here from Tucson and picking up state championships. Could Marana be in that running?
100%. I think they can. And, you know, right now, actually, they're unfortunately down 28-13 as Higley got 2 quick scores on them. As you're going to see Fuangunye make a nice big run, going to get down to about the 30-yard line here with 4:55 left to go. Let's take a quick replay at that.
And he's going to take it to the outside. But look at the lead blocker. They get some people out there for him, and he can do the rest. He hits the hole hard. He's a tough running back to bring down. And that's what you need from the Empire offensive line to allow him to do what he does best.
100%. And then we'll bring it right back to these couple questions. Who is your front runner right now for playoff locks? Give me 3 teams, and then give me a team that you've been kind of disappointed in this year to start.
3 teams that are probably going to be playoff locks. Give me the Florence Gophers. Give me, I would probably say, the Micah Mountain Thunderbolts. And then give me the Marana Tigers as a playoff lock. One of the teams I'm probably scratching my head at the most, the Coolidge Bears. One team that has been fairly young. They're showing that youth throughout the course of the year. Going to go into their 4th straight game without possibly scoring a single point on the season. We do not see that when it comes to the culture and what goes down over there in Coolidge, especially under Coach Carlo Hernandez. I know he is probably scratching his head on how he can get his team going.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. I think for my playoff lock, let's talk about tonight. The Vista Grande Spartans taking it to St. Joseph's in California. Close game right now, that's 18-17. But, I mean, a team that has had a couple games where, you know, we thought they should have been way ahead of teams and they snuck by. But at the same time, they're, 3-0?
Yes.
I think 3-0 now. They win tonight 4-0. And this win tonight would be the biggest exclamation point on their season so far, and I think that would make them a playoff lock. As far as my disappointed, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to go out there and say Poston Butte, man. It's one of the things where I really thought this team was going to have a way different pass attack. As you're going to see, Fuangunye here cut it up the middle, and he's going to be just short of a touchdown. Oh, it would have been an amazing run there by Fuangunye. We'll take a look here. Daniel, break it down for us.
Hey, another lead block, letting your guy do his thing. And look at that, the power, the speed from Fuangunye. If he gets a night like this where he's able to showcase his strength and speed, he is going to be unstoppable for anybody to stop and that Ravens team going forward.
We'll get back to what we were talking about in just a second here, but threatening to score is Empire. They're going to give it to Fuangunye, and he's going to be, looks like they're going to push him, and it is waiting for the signal from the referee. I think it's a touchdown. And they're going to call him just short of the goal line. Wow. But to go back to it quickly, I'm very surprised to not even see a pass attack.
Oh, they're going to give him the touchdown.
And they are going to give him the touchdown.
Actually, it's been counted as a touchdown.
So a nice play by Fuangunye. Great to get out of this game with some points. Your last offensive drive is going to end in 6. That's something you can build off of next game, I believe. But really quickly to go back, I'm just surprised that I haven't seen a pass attack from Poston Butte. Maybe they don't have the right personnel, but to not even have guys that you can develop and at least try it with, I think it's shocking. And that really makes you a one-dimensional offense. And I think that that's the reason why they're at where they're at right now.
No, I can definitely agree with you. I think when we were, going over our preseason predictions and where we were going to see things for certain teams, that was going to be the biggest question mark for Poston Butte is, were they going to allow Mason Lloyd to air the ball out? I talked about it last year against the playoff game against CDO, where they were, pretty much playing from behind and allowed Mason Lloyd to air the ball out a little bit and be able to get their team, some kind of momentum, some kind of drive. But at the end of the day, that has been the biggest question mark for me when it comes to Poston Butte. We know they can run the ball. We know they play great defense. But when those things come into question, where is that passing attack? And I think for certain teams, you cannot win a state championship by just running the ball and playing defense.
100%. And then when we go to next week, Daniel, I know that we got another game of the week next week. Little pregame matchup for us right now. Where are we going, and who are we going to see?
So next week, we're going to actually be out at ALA Ironwood, seeing them play for the first time. They're going to be playing the Coolidge Bears. When we scheduled this game, we thought it was going to be a competitive matchup, but we're going to have to see what Coolidge comes to bring in that game. I know that they've probably been dealing with some injuries along the way, just as much as ALA Ironwood has. But at the end of the day, we'll see. We're gonna take it week by week. I know we had 2 Coolidge games circled on our calendar, especially the following week against Florence. But at the end of the day, you got to see, are we bringing the best quality matchups here, not only in Pinal County, but in the state of Arizona as well, because also next week you got Casa Grande versus Micah Mountain. Could that possibly be a replacement game depending on what goes on with the Coolidge Bears?
Yeah, 100%. Lots of games get flexed out, and we are here to pick the best game of the week. We try our best. We are here for exciting football. As you're going to see right now, Ironwood Ridge is going to take the final knee down in this game in a just dominant performance in 4 quarters, 43-6. They're going to take this one as the clock runs down. 5 seconds, 3 seconds, 1 second, and that is the ball game. The Ironwood Ridge Nighthawks 43, the Empire Ravens 6. And really quickly, Daniel, any last words on what we've seen tonight and anything we can expect moving forward with the varsity breakdown?
Oh, you know what? Ironwood Ridge came to play here tonight. Big loss to Buena last week. Showed their dominance yet again for the second year in a row. This is only the second matchup between these 2 opponents, and it's been a dominant matchup for Ironwood Ridge. So I'm interested to see, can they beat those 5A teams, though? They're scheduled a lot of 4A teams in their non-region games. Can they beat the 5A teams? That's going to be the big question. And as far as going forward, we're still doing our broadcast each and every week. I got 2 more left with you guys before I take off to MLB postseason, but I know you guys are going to hold it down in my absence. You, Loopy, Augie, the whole varsity breakdown crew. And also shout out to Chris Kidney in Southern Arizona Football for providing some great stuff that he does out here in the Tucson market. And last but not least, if you got any plays, whether you're a parent, coach, or a player, send them in for Top 10 Tuesdays. I'm sure that we're going to get a lot here from Ironwood Ridge and maybe Empire as well. We do that every week. Sunday night is the last night to submit for this week. So get them in. Let's get some players exposed and bring some great exposure to the state of Arizona.
Yep, real quickly, you're going away for a while, going to watch the Diamondbacks win the World Series, am I right?
Oh, you know it. I will always take a Diamondbacks World Series. Makes the traveling a little bit less, but you know what? I appreciate you joining me here tonight, bud. Our first time on the call here tonight, and why not go away with the home team getting the victory?
Of course. Great to be with you, Daniel, and that's going to be the end of our coverage today. Nighthawks 43, Ravens 6. Goodbye.